Welcome back to my channel. I'm Elisha. Welcome back to Ex2L. So today's video is going to be on finding out I was pregnant with baby number 2. So I am currently 29 pregnant. I'm currently 29 pregnant. I am currently 29 weeks pregnant with baby number 2. She is due January 9th. So, something on that too. Her due date I feel like is unofficial, because if you do watch my videos, I always say that I feel she's gonna come in December, and that's just because they're going for the due date, they're going based off of the size she is. From in the beginning, when she was around like 10 weeks old, they were going by that size to guess my due date, because ever since I gave birth to my 2-year-old daughter, I've only had 2 or 3 periods. So they can't go based on my periods because they're super irregular. So they're going based on the size of my baby, which is not very accurate as it would be for your periods. So I feel like I'm gonna go in December, but my due date is January 9th. Just to throw that out there. But so I have a pregnancy announcement video. I'll have that link below if you guys wanted to see that. But so I was very, very nauseous. Like, I wasn't throwing up yet. I was always like gagging all the time. Like, I remember I went out with my mom to eat and I got a pizza, and when that pizza came back, all I could smell was garlic, and I could not stop gagging. Like, I couldn't even eat my pizza. I took one bite and I was trying so hard to eat it, and I had no idea that I was pregnant. Okay, so then at the like maybe like a week or 2 went by, I noticed I'm still feeling nauseous, but I for real didn't think I was pregnant. Like, I for real told my mom that I think I have the flu and I need her to take me to the doctors. So we went to the doctors. They told me I didn't have the flu. So then they started asking me other questions, and then it led to maybe I'm pregnant. And I was like, no, I can't be pregnant. So then they prescribed me medicine, and then when I went to go pick up my prescription, like while I was waiting in line, right next to me were like pregnancy tests. So it was like calling me, so I was like, maybe I should take it. And my mom was in the car with Erizae, so then I bought one. And then that day, right when my mom was dropping me off, I threw up everywhere on my porch. Okay, not everywhere. I threw up on my porch in front of my mom. And then I was like, holy shit, like, am I pregnant? Am I pregnant? Like, I freaked out, and then I was like, oh no, mom, I just don't feel good. I have the flu. I told my mom I had the flu. I legit thought, like, in me that I had the flu and that I wasn't pregnant. I thought pregnancy was like the last thing ever, but I bought a test just in case. So then Liki came home, and then my mom he heard about what happened, and then he just looked at me. He's like, you better not be pregnant, because we were not planning nothing. We weren't trying to have a baby. No, we weren't trying to have a baby at all. So then I came in house, and then I took one of the pregnancy tests, and then within like seconds the plus showed up. It wasn't the one with 2 lines, it was the one with the plus. So once I seen the plus, I was like, and then I immediately put it back in the packaging and I threw it away. And then I remember laying in my bed, and then I was like freaking out. Like, I felt like I was burning up, and I was just thinking in my head, like, oh my god, how am I gonna tell Liki? Like, how am I gonna tell my boyfriend? He's gonna be pissed. I feel like he was gonna be pissed because I wasn't happy about it. Like, we weren't happy about it. Like, when I first found out, I was not happy about it. I was scared. I felt like I was gonna be judged. I felt like I was gonna be a loser. I don't know, that's just my feelings. So then I told him, I was like, what if I was pregnant? He's like, you better not be pregnant. And then he was just like I felt like he didn't think I was pregnant, so that's why he was saying that. And then I was like, I took a pregnancy test. He's like, what did it say? And I was like, I don't know, I threw it away. And then he got up so fast. He went to the bathroom, he pulled it out, and he opened it, and he came back in the room. And I remember he was like pissed. I don't remember what he was saying, but I just remember he was pissed, and I started freaking out. So that's how I found out I was pregnant with baby number 2. Okay, and then telling my parents, I was like more terrified because I felt scared. I didn't want to be judged. I didn't want to be known like, oh, here she is popping out more kids when she really can't afford it. 1 and 2, I don't need 2 kids in my life right now. So I was really scared to tell not only my parents, but to tell anybody. I felt like I was going to be judged, and I didn't want to be known as like the one who's just having kids and she can't afford it, because the last thing I want to do is have kids that I can't afford. But that was just what I was thinking. Like, I wasn't ready, I wasn't prepared for it, I was freaking out. But now we are how me and Liki look at it is that we are blessed because, you know, not everybody has a chance to get pregnant or even have kids. So then me and Liki, we thought of it in a positive way, not in a negative way, to where we had to remember that we're blessed. We're gonna have 2 kids now, even though we're not ready for it. We're gonna make ourselves ready. So right now we're ready. Okay, we're not ready, but we're gonna be ready. We're thinking positive. We don't think negatively anymore. Like in the beginning, I think we were just both really scared. I think that's the right word to use for us, was that we were scared. But that's how I found out I was pregnant with baby number 2, and I legit thought I had the flu. Baby number 2, and I thought I had the flu, for real though. And then Liki was pissed, but he came around and he taught me how to think positively, because I was really nervous and I was really scared. But now we are very excited to be parents of 2 little girls. Holy dang, 2 girls, man, 2 girls. Erizae already drives me insane. But yeah, that's how I found out I was pregnant. I almost forgot to say this. So if I haven't had thrown up, I would not have taken a pregnancy test, just because I believed I had the flu. So I don't think I would have taken the pregnancy test. But 2 days after I took my pregnancy test, I had my annual checkup. You know, ladies, we have our annual checkups just to check down there, make sure everything's going smooth. And so going into that appointment, I did not tell my doctor that I found out that I was expecting. I found out that I was pregnant. So I just went in there, and then after like my test and stuff, he was like, oh, he's like, I have to tell you something. And then I was just looking at him, you know. He's like, you're pregnant. And then I just remembered I looked at Liki, and then I smiled awkwardly. And he's like, are you okay with that? And then me and Liki were like, oh yeah, because we already knew. But I felt like if I didn't know, that would have been really awkward. But it would have been me on my own or me with my mom, because the only reason why I bought Liki is because I knew I was pregnant, and I knew he was gonna find that. And then that was our first ultrasound. He for real started checking me, and I remember after he told me I was pregnant, he told me, okay, I'm gonna have to move you to the next room so I can do an ultrasound. And I was like, okay. Like, my doctor moves fast that way. I don't ever have to wait long. That was the same way with Erizae and with my previous pregnancy. So I already knew that I was gonna be able to see the baby. And then I remember me and Liki were just so awkward because we knew, but we didn't tell him yet. But I felt like if I didn't know, if I wasn't in there with my mom, that would have been more awkward, because I'd rather Liki know first, just because I'd rather Liki know first. But when I think of it now, that would have been really awkward if I had Liki with me or me by myself, and then he told me that I was pregnant after doing those tests. But yeah, I just have to add that in. I almost forgot to say that. But so even if I didn't take the test, I would have found out eventually, or anyways, because I had my annual, which is so weird how everything worked. But I just had to add that in, and I just thought that was really funny that I found out anyway. And to tell my dad was so scary. I told him first. If you didn't watch my video about 18 and pregnant, how I told my parents, I have that link below, and you can I talk about the reactions from my parents. So my first reaction was to tell my dad first, again, because I thought, like, I live under his house, I live in his house, like, I'm living under his roof. So I felt like I had to tell him first. So I remember I was talking about, when do you think it's time to have a second baby? Like, I was like, how did you guys know you guys want to have Kiko? Kiko is my brother, I'm the oldest. And then my dad was like, oh, I don't know. He's like, just whenever you're ready. Like, he had no idea what I was trying to talk about. So then I remember I came in the room with my big packet that's for my registration for when I give birth, and like my first, I think it was my first 2 ultrasound pictures, because I went to go get ultrasounds first. I wanted to make sure I was for real pregnant before I'm like, I think I'm pregnant, you know. And I was pregnant. So then I brought it in my room, and my dad was like, what is that? And I just remember like a tear just like, came out of one eye, like right here, and it just started dropping down. He's like, oh, so you're pregnant? And then I was like, yeah. And then I remember like I was just frozen, and he was like, oh, let me see. And then he was looking at the pictures, and then in his room he has pictures of Erizae's ultrasound. So he was like, oh, go add that to that. He was like, now you just know that you gotta take care of yourself now. And then I was just like, my dad is so, like, when you think of my dad, like, even when I found out I was pregnant with Erizae, he was the one that was like most comforting, but then I still felt scared. So when he said that, I was like, oh my god, is this my dad? Like, he was just telling me that I need to take care of myself. So that was that. And then when I went to tell my mom, I remember I showed her the ultrasound picture, and she was like, oh, I already know. She was like because every time I was with her to eat, I was like I walk in the store, go in her car, I always was gagging, and I only threw up that one time. That was the only time I threw up. So I felt like my body made me throw up, so I would take that pregnancy test. But my mom was like, I already knew. She was like, you threw up in front of me, and she's like, all you do is so my mom was like, I already knew. But that is my story about how I found out I was pregnant with baby number 2 and how I told my parents. Again, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I want to hear your guys' stories. Leave them down below if you want to share them. And I'll have a mommy playlist link in my bio if you guys want to watch other mommy related videos, just in case you guys want to be nosy. I'm nosy like that, so I like to watch that kind of videos. But I'll see you guys in my next videos. Bye.